Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Rangers review special. As we all know, numerous managers have been linked to the Rangers managerial vacancy. We spoke to Japanese journalist Dan Orlowitz last week about Kevin Muscat, and I'm delighted to say we're joined by Belgian football journalist Pieter-Jan Calcoen to discuss Philippe Clement, who we believe is on the shortlist as well. Pieter-Jan, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem. I can tell Philippe Clement is for sure on the shortlist. According to my informations, there will be some discussions also this week between Rangers and Philippe Clement. So he's one of the main candidates, I think.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, a lot of Rangers fans are quite excited at the prospect of Philip pitching up at Ibrox to be the new manager. Going by his track record, of course, he enjoyed success not only as a manager, as a player in Belgium, but as a manager with Genk and Club Bruges before moving on to Monaco. Can you tell us a little bit about his coaching career so far and why he was so successful over in Belgium?
Yeah, he was an icon of Bruges as a player. Then they took him as an assistant coach. He worked together, for example, with Michel Prudhomme, one of our most famous coaches in Belgian history. Then he felt like I need to go out by myself. Then he went to Waasland-Beveren, a bit an ugly club in Belgium, first league at that moment. And then he made from Waasland-Beveren a wonderful team to look at. Attractive football. Some players that we didn't think were really good started to play really good. So he did an amazing job. Then Racing Genk picked him up. He played as a player for Genk. Now he became the manager, and then he did something amazing. He gave the title to Racing Genk, and then Bruges was there once again to ask him, hi Philippe, want you really become our head coach? And I have to say the potential in Bruges is much bigger. His heart was still in Bruges, so it was a logical choice to go to Bruges. And then there he had an amazing job as well, 2 titles, good football, Champions League performances. So he did an amazing job in Belgium.
Yeah, so you mentioned this style of football, this exciting brand of football from really his beginning when he started his coaching career. If he was to appear at Ibrox as a new manager, what style of football could the fans expect to see, do you think?
Yeah, we know Rangers a bit like kick and rush football sometimes, or Scottish football in general.
That is right now, that's for sure.
Maybe it's not true, I don't know. But if Philippe Clement comes up, he will try to play attractive football, build up from behind. A lot of guys in the box, young players as well. Because, for example, at Monaco, he had Chouameni, he went to Real. He had Badiashile, went to Chelsea afterwards. So he's also keen on developing young players. He's not afraid to put them in the starting 11. And his teams always score a lot of goals. So if Clement comes up, he's like a guy who will be able to offer good football to Rangers fans.
Yeah, interesting. It's fascinating you say that he's not afraid to play young players. It's good to see from coaches these days, and something that at Rangers we've been calling for the more appearances for the young players. So that is fascinating to hear. At Monaco, he came in, he did reasonably well to begin with. He came in January of not last season, but the season before. I think they finished third in Ligue 1 and then 6th place finish in the table last season before he departed. Do you know the reason behind why he was let go at that point?
Well, the circumstances were difficult as well. Every year, Monaco was selling the best players, as I mentioned. The young guys went out. Still, he did an amazing job every season with less potential, to be honest. At a certain point, Monaco was willing to give him a new contract. Didn't find an agreement. Then football was going down a bit, and then they let him go. I think he did a good job. It's not an easy league. You have Paris Saint-Germain always top, so it's difficult to get take something. I think the main target was to develop some young players, to make money out of the squad, to get European football. That's what he did. So I think he did what he had to do. But if maybe they wanted to take a new step, I don't know. But I know the circumstances weren't perfect, and still he did a good job.
Yeah. Has he had many job offers since then? Do you know? I know that Rangers and a team over in Saudi Arabia are credited with an interest, but was there any teams prior to that tried to make him their new coach?
He had some offers. Also, some Belgian clubs called him, but he didn't. He doesn't want to come back to Belgium. Not because he doesn't like Belgium anymore, just because he wants to develop himself.
Yeah.
He's been in Belgium for many years. So now it's time for something different. He first refused Al Shabab in summer. They're back there again now. I know there are discussions as well. So maybe it will be between those two clubs. So he had some offers, but I think he has been without the job since many years. Maybe it was time to just think a bit about football, just analyze football a bit behind his TV. He stayed at Monaco as well. He had some sports. He had some fun with friends, and I think now he feels ready to get a new adventure.
Yeah, interesting. And it's football. You said that it's quite an attractive attacking style. Is it a fast sort of pace that he likes to play at? Is it the quite easy on the eye, expansive game that he likes to play?
Yeah, he likes football with many touches, with many players in the box.
Yeah.
Football from behind, no long balls, if possible. A bit like almost all the coaches around the world try to do, build up from behind.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's risky, but normally with Rangers he should have enough quality to be able to do something like that in the Scottish League. And then his teams always score a lot of goals. Also, always some players on the wings who can make the difference. Don't know about the squad of Rangers, but for example, he knows Cyril Dessers for sure. He's a guy who should be getting a lot of chances when he plays under Philippe Clement.
Well, that's interesting you bring him up because he has had a horrendous start to his Rangers career. He's not in good form whatsoever, low on confidence. And Rangers paid quite a lot of money in the summer to Cremonese to bring him in. But possibly a new manager like Clement, someone that has worked with him, could maybe get the best out of him.
Let's hope so, because he's a nice guy. That's for sure. A very nice guy. But we also have to be honest, the past years he has never been a top striker somewhere. He had some good moments, always, also at Feyenoord, for example.
Yeah.
But even in Feyenoord, he didn't play every game. So maybe you don't have to expect him to make the difference every week. He will score his goals, that's for sure. He's a good guy. He's a professional. He's a hard worker. But maybe he's not the striker who will get you to the final of the Champions League, for example. So
yeah,
just be realistic with him. But if you give him confidence, he will score his goals like he always did. So I'm quite confident he must be able to do something special at Rangers.
Yeah, I hope so. Interestingly, I mean, is he someone that goes club when he went to the different clubs in Belgium and to Monaco? Did he take his own coaching staff with him, or does he go himself?
He also took. He always took some members of his staff with him.
Yeah.
So probably he will do the same if he joins the club. He also told in interviews his wife will come with him now, because the last years, like he was in Monaco, his wife stayed in Belgium because the kids still went to school. But now they're almost done with school, so normally his wife will come. So I think he will feel good as well next to the pitch.
Yeah, interesting. And I mean, winning the league title with Genk and Club Brugge, excellent achievements. That is in terms of his man management skills. We know he can play attractive football, but as a man manager, is he good at motivating players, do you think, and getting the best out of them?
He's a human kind of coach.
Yeah.
He tries to work with the humans. for him, it's important players feel well. Otherwise, it's not possible to have a good game, in his opinion. He's still in touch with a lot of players he worked with. If you would ask him, show me your phone, he would be able to show a lot of messages from players who would say, thanks a lot, coach, you helped me a lot. He's a guy who works with the players, who tries to make them better. Motivational coach, yes. Across the line, he can be charismatic. He can be a bit angry as well. But in real life, he's a really gentle, calm guy. He's a real winner. So when he's on a football field, he tries to win. He would discuss a lot with the referee, for example. So he has a lot of fire inside him.
Yeah, you mentioned there. I mean, he likes to play young players. Is a manager that isn't scared of making big decisions as well, perhaps dropping certain players and making big calls for the good of the team?
Yeah, he dropped some, for example, in Bruges. They played against Manchester United at a certain point in Europa League.
Yeah.
Then he just dropped a player out of nowhere. He dropped Charles de Ketelaar, who is now at Atalanta, who was at AC Milan last season. He dropped him in the team out of nowhere. Sometimes in big games, so he's not afraid to make that kind of decisions.
Yeah, in terms of formation-wise, is it a sort of 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 sort of? What sort of formation do you like to adopt?
4-3-3.
Yeah,
but he's able to make some switches as well, if necessary, to play three behind. In Belgium, it's a popular formation, 3-5-2. He's able to play that one as well. It depends a bit on the players in the squad, I suppose, but he's flexible.
Yeah, and you mentioned that he can be quite animated on the touchline. Can we expect maybe a bit of activity down in the Rangers dugout if he was to get the job? But does he get excited and animated?
Yeah, because he's just a big winner, and if he doesn't win, he's able to do whatever it needs to fix the situation. He also worked together, like I said, with Michel Prudhomme, who was really crazy in the dugout, but really crazy. I think he picked up some things from him. So, and in Bruges, there's always a good atmosphere. So he cheered up the crowd to go crazy as well. I've been at Ibrox myself. I know it can be loud as well. So it would be a perfect match if it happens.
Yeah, interestingly, Prudhomme, I'm sure he was linked to Rangers before Steven Gerrard got the job, if I'm not mistaken. So that's interesting. Where is he, incidentally, Prudhomme now? Is he a coach elsewhere in Belgium?
No, he's playing golf at Marbella all day long. and he's right, in my opinion. So I would do the same at his age.
Yeah, good on him. You mentioned there Ibrox. I wanted to ask as well about the pressure at Rangers. That they've not had a good season so far. A lot of pressure from the fans. They're expected to win every game. I know Club Brugge are a big club in Belgium, arguably the biggest. Do you think he would thrive in that atmosphere and that pressure that will be on him every single day?
He should be able to cope with it. But I recently had a big interview with Ronny Deila, who was the head coach of Celtic at a certain point. He said the pressure is a bit the same in Bruges as in Celtic, but the difference is in Celtic or in Glasgow, the whole city is crazy about football. 50% hates you, 50% love you. So that's difficult to cope with. I think now in Monaco, it's a bit a dead place according to the football, I mean. I don't think many people in Monaco really care about football. In Bruges, people do care, but I think it will be at a different level in Glasgow. So it should be something he will need to cope with, but he's an experienced manager. He had the experience at Monaco as well, big league. He had experience at Bruges, at Genk.
Yeah.
So I think he should be able to cope with that.
Yeah. In terms of recruitment, when he was at those clubs, did he have sort of free reign over that, or is he more of a coach, or does he identify players himself to bring in? Do you know?
He's more like a coach. He's in touch with the sports director. He knows the profiles he would like to have. He knows a lot of players as well, but I don't feel like he's the guy who tells, I need that player, buy me that player. No, he's just a guy who works together with the sports director. He's really in close touch with him. But he's not like a manager who will say, "Bring me those 5 players." He's not a guy who will do that, I suppose.
Yeah. Interestingly, Rangers don't have a sporting director at the moment. They've not had one since April time. So it would be interesting to see what happens. There is a lot of supporters want to see a director of football appointed as well. But should he come in, it remains to be seen if, come when the January transfer window, if there will be a sporting director in place or he will be trusted to identify the players. Genk, Bruges, did they play a lot of Belgian players, or did they look? Was it a mix of nationalities there?
It was a bit of a mix, and he was able to make a good group out of those nationalities. He also speaks his languages. We all do in Belgium, so he speaks English, speaks fluently French, Dutch. I suppose he speaks even a bit Spanish and German. So that will help as well to get into the job really quickly if necessary.
Yeah, then finally, should he be appointed, Pieter-Jan? Do you think it's going to be a good match, him and Rangers? Do you think that could work?
Could work, just because I really believe he's a quality coach. He has proven in the past he can make from medium players good players, from young players big stars, from normal teams who can play for the title. So I suppose if you would put him in Rangers, he can do something special as well.
Yeah, let's hope that is the case. I know many supporters are hoping that he is the man that is appointed. It was brilliant speaking to you, Pieter-Jan. Thank you very much for coming on and giving us an insight into Philippe Clement. It's really appreciated.
Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That was